until 1:15. And again, they've seen some radar indicating the potential for some rotation could produce a tornado. We don't have any confirmed reports of a tornado right now. So overall, you can see here where we are dealing with that rotation that's possible. But overall, you can see here, let me check the velocity one more time. And I'll also check a few more factors as well. But yeah, it's not a lot of rotation. I mean, if we were talking about a significant signature, we would want to see more of this green color as well as more of a green and red just coming really close together. So this is broad rotation. So if you're looking up in the cloud, you may see, all right, the storm looks to be spinning, but it's not actually coming down to the ground. We're not seeing a tornado on the ground as of yet. But nonetheless, one could form at any time. Again, this is literally almost right about to cross from Ohio over into Pennsylvania, but we still want to keep you updated at any time. Let me see what else we have going on here as we talk about this tornado warning. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other information or anything else confirmed at this very time. So the National Weather Service just wants you to stay safe if you're in this area. Notice the severe thunderstorm warning has been extended into parts of Pennsylvania. So that storm is headed that way. And that's pretty much what we're watching right now. So that's the only significant storm in our area right now. Not to say, though, that we may not see other storms form later today. That's why we have this first alert weather day in effect. We've been talking about this for the past few days. These scattered storms are moving through. Tornado or two, a brief spin up was certainly not out of the question today, but for the most part, these storms have generally behaved, although as you can see, that's that one in Ashtabula County that we're certainly watching for. So that's what's going on as of right now. So far not seeing any significant reports of anything else happening. As you can see, some of those storm tracks that we're watching, as well as the radar, of course, indicating the potential for heavy rain across the area. Maybe even some small hail as well. We've seen that, as well as damaging wind gusts. But for right now, the major, more significant storm anyway is going to be across northeastern parts of Ohio, and really the far northeastern parts of Ohio. Let me once again go to our velocity and see if anything has changed there. Not really. So you can see what we're looking at is that rotation, maybe a little bit tighter now, but overall you can see where we are looking at right there. So this is to the north of the Pierpont area. This is where the rotation is going to be right there. A lot of lightning strikes. Obviously, you want to make sure that you are seeking shelter as necessary. Don't go outside looking for it. Sometimes these may be rain wrapped because this isn't your typical supercell. It's kind of a line of storms that's been exhibiting this behavior. So just be careful about that. But either way, we are looking certainly at the possibility for a tornado in that area. And so this warning is going to be in effect over the next about 6 minutes. It's in effect until 1:15. We're going to stay on the air as long as it's still in effect, though, because we want you to be aware. And you can see a new tornado warning has been issued now. This is outside of our area, but nonetheless, this is going to be in Pennsylvania now. So they're continuing this warning now. This is not Crawford County, Ohio, though. This is going to be for Pennsylvania. And so that is in effect until 1:45. So this is going to be crossing the state line, okay, into Pennsylvania. For example, maybe you know somebody who's going to be traveling on I-79 in Pennsylvania. Make sure that they're aware of this, okay, because this is a very dangerous storm. Again, we do not have reports of a tornado right now, but there could be one that forms at any time. The cloud's likely spinning, and we may end up seeing that rotation down to the ground. Just have to be aware of that potential. So overall, we are looking at that, but still in effect across Ohio for the next 5 minutes, so we'll stay on the air as long as that's necessary, because you can see that storm really kind of exhibiting that almost rotation, if you want to call it that. But either way, not a lot going on in terms of the velocity signature. As I'm looking at that, it almost looks to be tightening up a little bit as it moves into Pennsylvania. But again, this is now pushing out of Ohio. So really, the worst part of the storm is now pushing out. You can see there the rotation when we see this gray, and it would be green, and then the reds coming closer together. If it was real tight together, that would indicate more of a significant tornado. Not really seeing that as of right now, so that's certainly some good news. But worst part of the storm is generally pushing out. But we've had this first alert weather day in effect. We've been talking about this just to get you updated with the new risks. For example, we've really seen that risk level 2 trim just a little bit, but I don't want to diminish impacts later today. So we're not quite done with this severe risk today, okay? We have another round that may be forming later this afternoon if the atmosphere can recover. You can see that level 2 out of 5 risk has been trimmed a little bit farther to the east, but it's still possible we could see some storms out to the west because likely another couple rounds are going to be coming for us here, okay? So we're going to see one potentially later this afternoon, early evening through around, let's say, 7 o'clock, and then we watch the potential for another round coming potentially even as late as, or as really as late as midnight or later. There's going to be some storms that'll be moving through as a cold front does push through, and so that's something that we'll be watching. So taking a look at our future view model, and you can see here where we've got that one round of storms moving through. It handles this pretty well. Notice we have more scattered storms possible, 7, 8 o'clock there. And then over our southern counties, and some of those new storms could be forming. This is even 1 or even 2 in the morning. So we're not quite done with this yet until we do head through the next several hours as we head through early tomorrow morning, and then we'll be much quieter on your Sunday. But again, we came on the air for you to update you on the tornado warning that's been in effect across northeastern Ohio right now. And just taking a look at what's going on right now, the worst part of the storm is currently pushing through really now out of Ohio into parts of Pennsylvania. So overall, you can see where we are looking at the worst part of the storm, where you do see those gray colors there. That indicates the potential for some larger hail. That is just to the east and south of the Pierpont area, so that's some good news that it's not impacting those areas. But just keep that in mind. For example, near Andover, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. Worst part of the storm is going to be pushing through the area. Both these warnings expire literally in just a couple minutes until 1:15. So there's that tornado warning, and then there's also the severe thunderstorm warning until 1:15 p.m. So just keeping that in mind for you. Want you to be safe and aware. But otherwise, the main severe risk is beginning to wane at this hour. So the rest of northeast Ohio currently seeing not much going on in terms of severe weather. But we do have some stronger storms down to the south here, northern parts of Summit County. You can see parts of Portage County, parts of even Trumbull County to the north of Warren there. These aren't severe Warren, but nonetheless, you can see some heavier rain moving through as of right now. But either way, the tornado risk is beginning to diminish significantly for Ashtabula County. It is moving, however, into parts of Pennsylvania. So again, if you have anybody that may be traveling, say I-90 south or north on I-79, make sure they're aware of a dangerous storm that will be passing over their area soon, because this is in effect until 1:45. That is Crawford County, Pennsylvania, not Ohio. So that's certainly going to be moving out of our area, and we will be seeing the worst part of the storm in terms of the rotation that will also be pushing out of the area too. Just one final check. Again, the rotation has cleared Ohio right now. This is where it is. I'll show you. Again, just getting our bearings. This is Pennsylvania here. This is Ohio. There's the state line. This is where that rotation is. Not seeing anything real significant, but nonetheless, it is currently pushing off to the east as well. And then they have just cleared now the tornado warning for Ashtabula County, as well as a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's it for right now. We are now warning free across northeast Ohio for this very time frame, but just make sure that you stay safe out there. There can be more storms later. A few may be severe, maybe a brief tornado or two. We don't want to rule that out, but for right now, we have cleared the severe risk across northeast Ohio, and so we'll return you to regularly scheduled programming at this hour.